As you already might know, drones are not nearly as expensive as they were a couple of years ago when they first hit the mainstream market. Back then, they had enormous price tags and not a lot of people were able to afford them. Only those with huge salaries or proper drone enthusiasts were entitled to one. Luckily, those days are well past us as drones nowadays come in a huge variety of shapes, sizes and of course, prices. In this list, we are going to focus on the dirt cheap drones under $50 that will not make a huge dent in your wallet. They are budget-friendly and often called toy drones, which, in my honest opinion, puts them in a bad spotlight. 10. JJRC H36. Microbrush tracing quadcopters are getting a huge part of the market. This was not the case a while back when the tiniest racers you could find were at least 150mm. These days, however, such miniature drones are being equipped with powerful motors enabling them to whoop all over people's homes without breaking a sweat. If that's exactly what you are looking for in your first drone, then JJRC H36 is a no-brainer. Camera and features. First things first, JJRC H36 does not come with a camera. Still, considering its miniature size, who can blame this little birdie for not having a camera? Stick until the end though, as I will give you a nice little trick to turn this birdie into a badass FPV racer. Being priced at below $20, people often think this is a bad investment that is going to break in a matter of days. However, that's not the usual case since this birdie sports all-around prop guards which make it bounce off of walls after crashing into them. It's as safe as it can be in terms of people and objects. As a matter of fact, even if it breaks, it is easy to fix it since spare parts are available from virtually all web shops you can think of. Specifications. As far as the specifications are concerned, JJRC H36 isn't that bad either. Even though it has a slightly lower airtime, 5 minutes, than other competitors, higher priced though, it achieves the same 30-meter range which is the standard for this price range. But, the real fun with this little birdie starts once you equip it with one of those mini AIO FPV systems. They weigh just 3-4 grams, which means JJRC H36 can lift it without any issues. 9. CoolRC T49. The first thing you will notice on CoolRC T49 is its extremely weird design. Yes, this is a weird-looking drone with a flat centerpiece and foldable propeller arms. It's amazing to fly though, not too fast and not too slow. Perfect for beginners. It's small too, making it an awesome companion for your travels. Not the best camera though, but it's still good considering the price you'll pay for it. Features and camera. Let's continue with the camera. CoolRC T49 sports a miniature HD camera capable of recording in 720p resolution. There is actually not a lot of jello effect thanks to drone stability. But on windy days you can expect a fair share of it. When it comes to selfies though, this camera is more than decent. The images it snaps are bright, colorful and sharp. Even though the resolution is not that big, they're still quite enjoyable. That's partially due to beauty mode which edits your shots and makes you look like a Hollywood star. Oh, and I almost forgot, CoolRC T49 also sports headless mode which will do a world of good to first-time flyers. Specifications. An interesting thing about this little bugger is its controllability. You see, you can either use your smartphone and control it via Wi-Fi or use the included 2.4 GHz controller. Whichever you choose though, you will only get around 30 meters of range out of this birdie. Battery duration is decent at best. Wi-Fi FPV and HD video recording take up a lot of juice, meaning you will only get around 5 minutes of flight time per charge. Not bad, I know. But there are better options out there for people wanting the longest flight time out of their under $50 drone. 8. Tozo Q2020. On the 8th spot of drones under $50, we have a brand new drone that is about to make a proper name for itself on the market. It's called Tozo Q2020 and it is another one of those cheap brushed flyers. With decent all-around specifications and great stability, this drone actually has a lot to its name. With that said, it is quite a good choice for beginners and first-time flyers. And that's exactly why it made it onto this list. Features and camera. Tozo Q2020 is a well-versed drone as far as features are concerned. There aren't plenty of them, but the ones that are there make it a great choice. Altitude hold is obviously the most important one, allowing you an easy controlling experience. This is something beginners will love too, so if you're one of them, Tozo Q2020 is a great choice. Another great thing is the birdie's stability and responsiveness. The controller is great and every input you make instantly reflects on the drone's movement. However, keep in mind that Tozo Q2020 does not come with a camera, which is pretty much its only downside. Specifications. Considering the fact this is a dirt cheap model, just like all others on this list, Tozo Q2020 actually has outright awesome specifications. Just take its range for example. Not only can it do well indoor but outdoor too thanks to 50 meters of controlling range. It works via 2.4 GHz, so it's not surprising at all. As for battery duration, you can expect around 6 to 8 minutes with normal flying conditions. 7. Akazo X5C. Akazo is not the most known drone manufacturer, but they do surprise us with a decent drone every now and then. Nothing different can be said about their newest model bearing the X5C name tag, which looks like it was made up for its place on our best drone under $50 list. Of course, I'm sure you all realize that we are discussing an outright sim X5C copy but with a couple of differences on the line. Let's check them out and see how does Akazo X5C perform and is it really worthy of being on this list. Features and camera. First off, it needs to be stated that we are talking about a pretty small and lightweight drone that has a solid shock resistance due to its plastic prop guards that aim to decrease collision impacts. However, it is actually bigger than all previously featured drones, meaning that it can do equally well both indoor and outdoor. Don't force it outside if there's a lot of wind, as it won't be able to take it nicely. Other than that, it has a couple of handy features such as 360 flips, continuous roll, built-in LED lights along with an HD camera capable of capturing decent quality aerial photos and videos. Specifications. After taking a sneak peek at its features, let's see what is this bugger all about specifications-wise. First of all, you should know that Akazo X5C can last up to 6 minutes in midair and is able to travel around 60 meters away from its transmitter, which is outstanding, especially considering its relatively cheap price of just over $40. So, if you are looking for something bigger than a palm-sized drone, then Akazo X5C is definitely worth checking out. 6. JJRC H3 One. At the 5th spot, we have JJRC H3 One, a very interesting drone that could, if it proves its worth, make quite the fuss in entry-level drone market. How come? Well, I don't want to spoil the fun right away, so this is what I'll tell you. It has an interesting feature that very few, if any, entry-level drones have. Other than that, it's actually pretty fast and agile. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most enjoyable drones to fly out of this entire bunch. So, with all that in mind, let's see what's JJRC H3 One all about. And what is so special about it. Features and camera. First of all, JJRC H3 One does not come with a camera. You can mount one, but the standard package, which costs way less than our $50 cap, does not come with one. This makes it extremely lightweight and allows it to move really fast through the air. Plus, the yaw rate of this little bugger is so fast that I've had a lot of trouble controlling it at first. The big feature that I was telling you above is actually a mind twister. You see, the biggest selling point of JJRC H3 One is its waterproof design. Well, not actually the design but the coated electronics, which cannot be damaged by water. So, if you happen to drop it into a pond, it seems as though JJRC H3 One will survive and tell the tale. Specifications. In terms of specifications, you are looking at pretty high numbers, especially considering the fact this is a dirt cheap drone. And it really is, cheaper than most others, if not all, on this list. So, as far as operating range goes, JJRC H3 will provide you with approximately 70 meters. Not too shabby by any means. Battery duration is not to be taken for granted either, coming in strong at roughly 8 minutes per charge. Charging will take an hour or so, which is kind of a standard for 1S batteries of this capacity. 5. MJX 708. MJX is well known for pushing the boundaries with their drones. Take their Bugs 2 Watts as a perfect example. A drone costing roughly $200 with GPS, altitude hold, FPV, extremely long range, return to home and even fail-safe. Thanks to such great performance and affordable price tag, it's no wonder Bugs 2 Watts is among the most popular mid-tier drones right now. MJX 708 sports somewhat of a similar design, although it's slightly smaller. It costs just a fraction of the price but is still capable of providing with excellent flying experience. Features and camera. First of all, we need to get a couple of things clear. This is in no way a copy of Bugs 2. It is an entry-level brushed quadcopter without GPS and all those GPS-powered features I listed above. However, it still packs exceptional range, more on that below, as well as the standard array of entry-level features such as 360 rolls, 2 speed modes, and headless mode. Additionally, MJX 708 also incorporates one key return. It's not GPS-powered but still works more often than not. As far as the camera is concerned, you should know that there are 2 versions available and the difference is roughly $10–15. Both come with the camera, but the more expensive the version also supports Wi-Fi FPV. It's kind of the same deal like with Bugs 2C and 2 Watts. Specifications. Now here is where things get really interesting. MJX 708 has an impressive range for an entry-level quadcopter. Think of it as a more aggressive Sim X5C with up to 80 meters of range in a clear and unobstructed area. Crazy, huh? Well, its battery is great too, providing anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes per charge. It does take around an hour or so to fully charge it, but that's just slightly over the average. All in all, if you're looking for a cheap and reliable drone with impressive operating range, look no further. MJX 708 is the one for you. 4. ICHI Genie 33C. The bronze medal goes to ICHI Genie 33C. Considering ICHI is one of market leaders as far as entry-level drones are concerned, it is not surprising to see 2 of their models featured in this list. If you scroll all the way up you will see their E52 model as well. But now we'll be focusing on E33C, which is a micro-brushed quad with interesting design options. Let's dig straight into it and see what exactly does it have to offer. Features and camera. The first thing you will notice once you take a glance at this one is its legs. This, obviously, means that it sports a camera on the bottom portion of its body. We are talking about a 2MP sensor that records videos in 720p. The quality is decent and you can even tilt it up and down, depending on what kind of flying you want to achieve with it. As for the features, ICHI Genie 33C sports the likes of 360 flips, headless mode, and 1 key return. Needless to say, the latter is not GPS powered, so you cannot bet on its pinpoint accuracy. Still, it's good and has worked for me every time I issued the command. Specifications. Last but not least, let's see what is this little bugger all about when it comes to our favorite topic, specifications. First of all, I suppose I should say a thing or two about the battery. It's a small 1S 450mAh LiPo pack which is nicely tucked away into a bay underneath the main electronics. This makes for a clean appearance and more durability than standard hook mounts we're often seeing with entry-level models. It provides up to 8 minutes of flight time per charge. Not bad at all, right? Moving on to the range, thanks to the provided controller, 2.4 GHz. Of course, this thing can go as far as 80 meters away from you. Kind of crazy that we are seeing such high operating ranges from dirt cheap models. One last thing, the battery takes around an hour to charge, but you can always get spare ones. If you do that, make sure you take at least 10-minute breaks between each flying session to prevent motors from overheating. 3. Holystone HS170. Finally, we have reached the ultimate drone that can be purchased for under $50. It is none other than the spectacular model made by Holystone. It goes by the name HS170, although many call it Predator due to its sleek design and sharp edges. But, in addition to its appearance, Holystone HS170 has a plethora of additional traits which are ranking it among the best-selling drones in this price range. Features and camera. The first reason is definitely that mini controller which is included in the package. It might not look like much at first, but it is actually capable of delivering responsive controls. Other than that, this controller is also in charge of turning the headless mode on and off and keeping the drone at bay for the entire flight duration. Not bad for such a miniature little devil, right? However, keep in mind that it does not come with the camera, which is an immediate turn-off for some people. Specifications. Talking about size, even though Holystone HS170 is a tiny drone, it still has enough propulsion for outdoor flight sessions. Don't put it up against too much wind though, as that will result in getting it off course. In terms of flight time, Holystone HS170 can stay in the air for roughly 6 to 8 minutes, which is the average number at this price point. However, with its powerful motors, great design, and durable prop guards, it is bound to make a good impression on you. 2. CIMA X5C1. Congratulations guys, you've reached the final, and best, drone on this list. At the moment, and for quite some time now, CIMA is a true ruler of the entry-level market. With an extensive series of great toy-grade drones, they've established themselves as the go-to brand for cheap drones. CIMA X5C1 is just that, an amazingly nimble drone that will get you hooked on all things drone-related. Let's see why. Features and camera. Why is CIMA X5C1 the best drone you can purchase for roughly $50? Well, how should I put it simply, it provides the best, by far, flying experience and has a whole bunch of supporting features. Its controller is a masterpiece. Geniusly made, highly intuitive and responsive. It's a subject of copying ever since the original CIMA X5C came out. Each and every single input you make, your drone will follow it instantly with no input lag present. What's even better, CIMA X5C1 sports 360 flips and headless mode. The latter will give you an easy introduction to flying drones, while the former will impress all your friends. The camera on CIMA X5C1 is no joke either. It has received a slight upgrade and is now an HD-ready sensor capable of recording videos in 720p. So, for all you future aerial photographers, CIMA X5C1 seems like a no-brainer. Especially so considering it has everything you need for aerial photography inside the package, including a 4GB microSD card. Specifications. Let's start off with the battery. CIMA X5C1 sports a good 1S500 mAh LiPo battery. It doesn't provide an industry-leading flight time by any means, but still more than what you'd come to expect from such cheap models. You can expect around 7 minutes of flight time on average, which is, I'm sure you agree with me, just enough to keep you hooked on the hobby. Combine that with somewhere around 30 to 50 meters of range and you'll get a nimble outdoor and indoor flyer. As you can see, specifications aren't the thing that makes CIMA X5C1 stand out from other drones. Instead, it's the stability, responsive controls and intuitiveness that make it the best drone under $50. I'm sure you will agree with me once you try this birdie out for yourself. 1. ICHI Genie 52. The first drone on this list of 10 best drones under $50 is a model made by ICHI. This is a widely popular RC drone manufacturer with lots of great drones to its name. However, they're mostly dealing with toy-grade and FPV racing drones, so their representation in high-end market is next to nothing. Look at it this way, ICHI has specialized their staff for making two types of drones. And my oh my, they are doing a great job. Just take ICHI Genie 52 as an example and you'll know what I am talking about. Features and camera. As soon as you take a closer look at ICHI Genie 52, you will notice its foldable design and miniature camera up front. That's because it is a miniature selfie drone meant for casual users who want to snap an aerial selfie every now and then. It does have some interesting features you'd come to expect from. As far as controls go, ICHI Genie 52 is actually very versatile. Not only can it be controlled with the provided transmitter, but you can also control it via your smartphone. All you have to do is download the app, connect it to your drone and you're good to go. Flying is rather easy and stable, but don't expect high-speed acrobatics with this one. Once again, we're talking about a mere selfie drone and nothing more than that. Specifications. First of all, you should know that ICHI Genie 52 runs on a 1S500M LiPo. It's a proprietary pack which provides up to 10 minutes of flight time, more like 8 if you plan on recording or taking photos, and takes roughly an hour to charge. Operating range is actually surprisingly good for a selfie drone. You can exceed 80 meters with this one. Even go as far as 100 meters in a clear area. So, all things considered, if you're just looking for an aerial selfie machine and you don't want to break your bank, take ICHI Genie 52 as a starting point. It's stable, fun to fly and takes decent photos with its VGA camera.